class, and hello! Have you been enjoying all the other Greek myth lesson videos? I find them so interesting and I hope that you do as well. In today's lesson, we're going to be hearing a myth that tells us all about where a certain creature has come from. And we're going to be doing some weaving for a visual art lesson. Now, the main character has a very interesting name. See if you can use her name to figure out what creature I'm talking about. Let's hear that myth. A long time ago lived a girl called Arachne. She had long black hair and light pale skin. She loved to spend her whole day spinning yarn under a tree. Then she would spend her whole night weaving different creations out of the yarn she had made in the day. She would make the most incredible things. She would weave with silk, flax and wool. She made cloth that was so bright and so very soft to touch. People would come from miles and miles away to see her creations. They didn't believe that her work was made from flax and silk. They were convinced that it must have been made from gold. With all the praise that she had gotten, she had forgotten how to be humble. And one day passers-by walked past and asked her, "Who taught you how to weave?" She said, "No one taught me, I learned all by myself." The passers-by said, "Maybe Athena taught you and you didn't even realize." Arachne laughed at this. It kind of made her angry, and she made fun of Athena. No way could anyone, not even a goddess, have taught her how to weave this wonderfully. This was not a very good thing to say. She suddenly saw a bright light to her side and saw a tall woman standing, covered in a cloak. She was beautiful, but had a stern look in her eyes. Arachne couldn't look at her, but she knew who it was. Athena spoke to Arachne. "I am Athena, goddess of wisdom. I heard you claim that no one was a better weaver than you. Is this true?" Arachne felt her cheeks go pink. Athena told her that in 3 days' time they would have a competition for who could weave the best on their looms. Zeus from high up in the clouds would be the judge. Then they would know who was the best weaver in all of the land. And if Arachne was to lose, she would never ever be allowed to weave again. When the competition came, many people wanted to see who the winner would be. Arachne went first. Out of her finest silk, she made something so soft but strong. It was marvelous, colorful, all the colors intertwined. The audience gasped with its beauty. They all understood, including Zeus, why she had boasted and said that she was the best. Then Athena started. She took the sun rays from the tops of the mountains. She gathered the milky white clouds. She took all the colors from the wildflowers in the garden. Then she took the everlasting green from the tips of the leaves from the trees. Then she made a scene from life. People, mountains, flowers, beasts, and all the wonderful things that we have. Everyone forgot about Arachne's creation and declared Athena as the rightful winner. Arachne was heartbroken. How could she live if she could not weave ever again? Athena took pity upon her and came up with a solution. She would give her a new form, something that was small and had many arms so she could weave quickly, and many eyes so she could see very well. Athena turned her into the first spider that was ever created. This way she could continue to weave wonderful webs, but she could never ever say a mean comment about Athena again. So, that myth explains to us where spiders come from. Do you think it's really telling the truth? Maybe. Now, I will be truthful here. I'm a little bit afraid of spiders. Okay, I'm a lot afraid of spiders. Actually, if I talk about them, I feel like they're crawling all over me right now. But I must admit, they do weave beautiful webs, especially when it has been raining and you can see the raindrops glistening. Today, you're going to be doing some of your own weaving. There are some different ways on how to do it, so let's have a look. You can weave with paper. This is a simple weave. The different strips of paper go over, under, and it looks like a pattern. Or you could weave with wool and paper. For this, you will need a needle to pierce the paper. Or you can weave with wool and material. If you have a piece of material that is in the shape of a circle, you could weave a web just like Arachne. Again, you will need a needle for this one. Now, of course, you can choose the method that you think will work best for you. Or maybe you've done this before and you want to try a more advanced version. But if you're going to be using the needles, it is quite tricky to get the wool through, so you may need some help. And remember to be very, very careful and sensible. Now, have a wonderful time weaving and send me some photos of your finished creations. I will see you soon. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. Why not continue learning by clicking on one of these lesson videos? And make sure to click that subscribe button. Happy travels!